What is up, bros? This is OIG Gemini, bringing you another reverse boosted gameplay commentary. That's right, I admit it. I reverse boosted for this gameplay, for discussion purposes only. We'll be talking about some skill-based matchmaking, man, because there's some new stuff that came out, and I just want to get my opinion on that a little bit further, more than the last video. But first, I want to say if you are a new viewer, thank you for clicking on the video. If you like what you hear or what you see, please subscribe. If not, that's cool too. Hopefully you keep viewing in the future. I mostly do montages or just funny videos. I don't know, compilations of clips that I've hit or just in-game stuff. I usually don't even do commentaries. This is kind of new to me, but I kind of like to give my opinion on stuff as well with the game. Everyone else does it, so why not? Once again, this is not my main account. This is like a secondary or even a third account. Really, it's my friend's account. He doesn't play anymore, so I just took it over, and I've been experimenting with reverse boosting. That's right, just shredding kids, straight up bot lobbies from reverse boosting. And I don't just go in game and kill myself over and over. I actually try to play like a noob. So there's like a new article, I guess, on Reddit. Some guy broke everything down, and I was kind of thinking the same thing before this came out. Like, I was thinking, like, first of all, it probably doesn't just depend on your KD, because when I played against these noobs, it's like you can tell there's certain things that they do that a normal skill player or even an above average skill player probably would not do, like the paths they take when they're in game. For instance, on this map, like, these noobs rarely ever go like up high or inside of buildings. Like, they just run around, they stay on the ground. So I mean, I feel like they have some sort of algorithm in the game that just calculates basically everything you do, your accuracy, what paths you take, whether how much you run around the map or if you're just walking or crouching, your reaction time. I think all that stuff comes into play. Obviously, if you were trying to match players on skill, you're going to just take into account as much as possible. You're not just going to go off of their KD or their score per minute or their level. You're going to do as much as possible. And I kind of figured that. Also, I heard there's like some sort of, I don't know if you could call it a patch, but they implemented something to kind of recognize whether you're just killing yourself over and over in game, which makes sense as well, because you know that'd probably be pretty easy to program into the game for something to detect whether a player's doing that. So I still kind of have a different method, you know. I just kind of tie a little rubber band around the joystick and let my character aimlessly walk around the map like a noob. If you don't do that, you will get kicked for inactivity. The game has to like register that you're at least moving. So that's just a couple ways I found out how to exploit it, and just go do something around the house while the game ends. Do that for a couple matches, and you will definitely get put in a lower skill lobby. So yeah, I don't know, as much as they try to stop people from exploiting it, I think it's a, you know, double-edged sword. Like, it's crappy to have it in the game, but also people are still going to be able to exploit it somehow. I mean, it's going to suck. You're going to have to play like a bot, and it's going to be a little more time consuming, but it's still possible, man. People have been exploiting games, you know, as long as exploits have existed, so can't really get around that. As far as like how it affects the game, and it does make it a little bit less fun for me. This account, I don't take this account seriously, but if I want to have some fun, who knows? I might just load up this account and reverse boost a couple games just to have some fun and drop fucking 90 kills. But as you'll see in my next videos, I don't do this. I have a main account. All I do is really snipe on it, and I'm in some really try-hard lobbies, man. I'll tell you, like, the people I go against, man, it's crazy. And I'm only sniping, really. I reg gun at first just to, you know, feel how the game would be and experience all the guns and rank up, but I don't really find enjoyment in that. There was another video I watched, I forgot who it was, but they explained like the tick rate in the game and how the game doesn't update information as fast as other Call of Duties while you're playing it, and it affects, you know, it's basically like the netcode of the game. It's really bad. It affects bullets and hit registration and all that. And when I'm reg gunning, man, I just feel like I'll be shooting people first all the time, and then all of a sudden I get instantly melted. So it's not really any fun. Sniping, on the other hand, is actually pretty fun in this game. I've always sniped in every Call of Duty I played, so I'm pretty decent at it. And that's where I get my enjoyment, man. I just get on and like to snipe people and have fun that way. If you're interested in some of the things I do in-game, like I said, I will be uploading videos of that. Me sniping, I mostly play free-for-all. These other game modes like Team Deathmatch and Ground War, it's just, I don't really like the maps for them, man. Not too enjoyable for me, so I just stick to free-for-all, every man for himself. I can shoot whoever I want, and that's usually how I play my best. I do enjoy search and destroy sometimes, but even that's too campy. In this game, at least. Free-for-alls used to be really campy when I first tried it, but it's eased up pretty much, man. Players have started coming out of their shells for the most part, instead of freaking hiding behind doors with claymores and shit. It still happens, just not as much. What hasn't changed though is people are still pretty sweaty, trying very hard, at least the lobbies I get in. And I think I have a theory for that as well, because when I'm sniping, I'm one-shotting people. My reaction time is pretty quick, so I'm getting matched up with these guys whose reaction time is really quick as well. Most of these guys are on like PC too. I've been going against some really try-hard players, man. Sniping, if you're good at it, it's not going to get you in any easy lobbies, I can tell you that much. I do love competition, said that in my last video. I don't mind it at all, but every match being so freaking try-hard does get sort of annoying. Sometimes you just want to play casually, but the skill-based matchmaking here doesn't really allow that. And it also doesn't surprise me that they're trying to monetize skill-based matchmaking. Like, there's a patent out for some of the things they're experimenting with. That's mostly all it really is, man. They don't care about players and how they do in the game. They're just mostly experimenting, trying to make more money in any way possible. They're going to try to get these noobs to pay for tips in game. You know, how do I do better? What did I do last match? All this crap. It's crazy. I don't even know what the future of gaming is going to be like. Man, it's like as soon as you think microtransactions aren't going to get any worse, all of a sudden you find out there's patents in games that are aimed towards how skilled a player is and what they will do to become more skilled if they're going to spend money, which I wouldn't doubt it. Some people probably will. But at that point, bro, you probably shouldn't even be playing video games. That's my opinion. Like, you're going to spend money just to learn how to do better in the game, you know, why don't you just practice? Practice like the rest of us had to. You'll get better. Speaking of getting better, this game hasn't gotten much better since its release. They have fixed some things, but in the same time that they're fixing stuff, they're also breaking stuff. Like, there's more bugs. I don't understand how a AAA company can have so much bugs. The only way I can think is they definitely did not play test this. I hear a lot of other people saying that, and I agree. I don't think they did. They still have a lot to work on. I'm trying to enjoy the game as much as possible. It is new, so it's refreshing at the same time. Nobody really wants to keep going back and playing the same old Call of Duties over and over. You know, we want a good new Call of Duty. I feel like this one really could be, but they're just not listening for the most part. I mean, Dead Silence, I really wish it was a perk. I'm dealing without it, but it sucks not having it. But yo, you know what? One thing I will give them props for, bringing back game chat. Man, I'm loving game chat, and you'll see that in some of my future videos. Talking shit is one of the most enjoyable things to me. I don't know why. Even though I'm not the best player at the game, bro, it's just, man, it's Call of Duty, bro. That's the community for you. You know, that's where most of the enjoyment used to come from, was game chat. Meeting new people, talking stuff, you know, backing it up. Or sometimes you don't back it up and you gotta talk even more shit. And when I talk shit, it's not toxic, bro. It's mostly just in fun. You know, it's all in good spirits. I'm not one of those rude, fucking toxic ass people. It's just mostly laughing around, joking, sometimes trolling people. A lot of people take it very seriously though, so. But that's one of the main things keeping me on this game as well, man. I actually feel like I'm interacting with humans. I don't know what the hell these other past Call of Duties have been, but this one, I actually feel like I'm a part of a community, talking to people, you hear real people playing a game. It just makes the game a lot more fun, man. Especially when you're a solo player like me. Game chat will definitely help you keep your sanity. It means a lot. Guys, this is going to do it for me in this video. If you're a new viewer, hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you do subscribe, go check out some of my older content. I also got some new stuff coming up in the future. So stay tuned, and I appreciate it. Peace.